Snake, you run out of room for all those damn trophies.
Yeah, I got a few, huh?
Don the Snake Prudhomme, you've been coming in the Freak Nation for, actually longer than the 20 years that we've been around. Last time you were pimping some big old book of yours, and now you decided to get back into the desert thanks to our friends at MAVTV. Look, when I reach your age, Don, I want to be sitting back in an easy chair drinking cold-ass beer, watching reruns of Gunsmoke. Why do you continue to do this?
Gunsmoke. And you're dating yourself. Well, a lot of my buddies keep telling me you can't do this kind of thing when you're 80 years old, and I guess I just want to prove them wrong. This more than likely will be my last Baja trip, with racing down there anyhow. So I just kind of wanted to go back there and do it, and hopefully we can finish in the top 5. Would be a great finish for us.
I think that is the reason why you're doing this, Don. You finished 16th. You've had a breakdown. You want to win or finish in the top 5. That's your competitive gene coming forward.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have a new car, and it's really badass. It's a Can-Am, but it's all been redone. We've roll cages, seats in it, suspension, everything. So it's really set up for Baja. On a stock car, a Can-Am, you got like about 10 gallons you carry. This car has like 23 gallons. So we can go now without making fuel stops and just go past that to make up time, and just little things like that we added to the new Can-Am car. And so it hauls ass. I mean, it goes faster than I want to drive it most of the time.
You're a racer. You're a racer from the heart. You can't just go out and cruise and have a good time. At 80 years old, you're still looking to blow everybody away.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. But when you're smoking down these trails in Baja there, and running 80 miles an hour, you feel like you're going, 180 miles an hour, because it's it's really tight. But that's the thrill of it. That's what gets me up in the morning.
Don the Snake Prudhomme joining us here in the Freak Nation, an 80-year-old about to go 80 miles an hour in the desert. And run us through what you just said there. You said it goes faster than I want it to, or you want to go faster than it's going to allow. How do you pull yourself back? Because, I mean, you've got to have a lot of discipline in the desert. You do, because it'll run. What I'm trying to say is the car will go faster than I really want it to. That I want to go, because it's I'm on the limit all the time. You're just on the limit, and the thing can jump sideways on you. So it could run 80, 85 on a good stretch, but when you're in the tight stuff, you can average about 45 miles an hour, and that doesn't sound like very fast, but man, with all the tight turns and so on in Baja, it's tricky.
Don the Snake Prudhomme joining us here in the Freak Nation. How did this come about with MAVTV? Did you go shopping with Mav, or did they come to you?
No, I went to them. Fortunately, I've had a great relationship with Forrest Lucas for many years before it was big time Lucas Oil. And Forrest and I have been good buddies. And I just told him I was doing this Baja thing, and we're both about the same age, and said, hell, let's put MAVTV on it. And because it helps, every little bit that helps. It's very expensive to do this sort of thing. And it seems like it's not, because you're just in a Can-Am, but by the time you have your pit crew and all your pit members and so on, it rings up, you can spend a few bucks. So having Mav and Lucas Oil on was just really saved my butt, to go do this thing. And, it's a great support, and we're just trying to do the right thing by them and give them some good publicity, and maybe show well in the race. That would be wonderful. Win the day.
There's nothing better than a couple of 80-year-old men in the desert winning. Nothing better.
When I turned goddamn 80, I knew that everyone's going to mention 80-year-old Don Prudhomme. I remember it used to be Don Prudhomme, but now it's 80-year-old Don Prudhomme. So we weird, man. That's like, I don't know how much I like that, but it's okay. You know, it just takes a while to get used to it.
You're one of the winningest. No, come on. You're one of the winningest drag racers. You don't look 80. You don't feel 80. So guess what? Be proud of the fact you are 80 and kicking ass.
Yeah, I am really. I've been blessed, man. My health wise, it's just great. I've been in good shape and take care of myself, and I'm fortunate because a lot of my buddies tell me there's no way I could do this at 80 years old, and I go, watch me, we can do it.
Don the Snake Prudhomme joining us here in the Freak Nation, and Don, you look at the things that you've done, and you talk about this being your last time in the desert. What if you go out there and win this damn thing? We know you, Don. Once you get a good thing, babe, come on, right?
Yeah, that could pull me back. Who's the little one?
Henley, say hi.
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 Future Baja racer. Let's put it that way.
Talking to 80-year-old Don Prudhomme.
Henley, his nickname is the Snake. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do snakes do in the desert? They bite. They get people. They get all their competition. They eat them up.
All right, that's how we're rolling here in the Freak Nation right now. Look, we need some people. Listen, I'm going to be 80 here in a couple of decades, 2 or 3 decades, buddy. I'm going to need someone to fill in my shoes or Crash's shoes, by the way. So why not get Henley involved, right?
Absolutely. Bring him up young, man. It's good though. I'm really fortunate to do this thing. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a long haul, and for your viewers, it's not real hep to what we're doing out there. It's 1,000 miles, and you have 5 days to run 1,000 miles. So you average at least 200 miles a day, and it's all in the dirt. You know, it's all off road, and you make a big loop, and you start in Ensenada and go on out to San Felipe, Bay of LA, Loreto, places like that. You make a big swing and come back through, and at the end of 5 days, you've averaged 1,000 miles. That's when you're back in Ensenada. So where we start the race in Ensenada and we end in Ensenada this year.
Don the Snake Prudhomme, I looked at the video on the website. The scenery is spectacular. I can't imagine concentrating enough on a dirt road to miss all the other stuff that's happening around you. Did you get that out of the way the previous 2 events, and now you can concentrate on just going fast and beating the competition?
I never get to see the scenery. I'm just too busy driving. But I have a co-driver with me, and actually going to have a couple more guys. So there's going to be at least 3 of us behind the wheel most of the, a lot of the times. 'Cause I certainly can't do the whole 1,000 miles myself, but having a co-driver, and I'll sit and navigate, and it works out pretty well. A fellow by the name of Mitch is going to start out as a co-driver, and Rich Mingus, his name is, and he can run behind the wheel too. Put him behind the wheel, so we'll change off. And, you got mics, and you got, iPad in the car, and you got maps. So it's not some little kid's thing. It's a whole computer screen in front of you, so you know where the hell you're going in the car. It's pretty well thought out the way NORRA does it.
Your whole career was done a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about 1,000 miles here. That's like 4,000 runs. I don't know that you've done 4,000 runs in all of your drag racing, but do you have any experience besides these previous 2 events at this long distance endurance kind of activity?
No, I don't. No, I really don't. The only experience I've had is down in Baja, and I've completed the race twice before and broke down once. So I've actually been down there a total of 3 times. And this will be my 4th Baja race. So I'm pretty hep to the terrain and everything that's happening down there. It's just, I'm concerned about my stamina. I'm concerned about being behind the wheel a long length of time. I know I'm going to have plenty of Red Bull with me. I'll put it in my pack in the back with a straw sucking on Red Bull, man, to keep me awake, or Monster, but probably Red Bull. I'm a Red Bull guy. I hope Monster's not one of your sponsors, but seriously, that's what I drink. I drink that Red Bull, man. It keeps me going. It keeps me fired up.
Well, you talked about Rich being your co-driver. He's going to start off as your navigator, right? And then you're going to be behind the wheel. And then when will you figure out when you guys switch? And then when does PJ Jones come into this?
Well, I'm gonna take the first heat out of Ensenada to San Felipe. I'll drive that, and then Rich will go from San Felipe to Bay of LA, and he'll drive that one, and I'll navigate. And then we'll probably put Mike, another guy, Mike, I can't think of his last name right now. He's one of PJ's guys. Put him behind the wheel too. So we share rides. Really what PJ does, PJ Jones, is that he has all the crew members and so on, because when you're running these things and you break down, you got to have a crew to work on them. When we come in at night, you pretty much take the whole car apart, changing tires and ball joints and everything, Jack, you're out in the parking lot. It looks like a drag race, for Christ's sake. I mean, there's so many cars and guys are working on their stuff. So we got to have a crew with us. It's a big deal. There's probably with my car, there'll probably be about 10 guys all together that'll be not only driving and stuff like I will be, but you got crew members, to jack the cars up. And then we have a motorhome, a small little Class C motorhome that's going to follow us around, so we'll have someplace to sleep. Because the last information I got in the Bay of LA, that you had to bring a sleeping bag because there's no hotels around. Hell with that. I'm gonna sleep in a motorhome.
Then that answers my question. Are these guys in vehicles chasing you, or are they in helicopters? How are they? I mean, you're going pretty fast. How are they keeping up with you guys?
Yeah, well, there's helicopters too. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we don't have our own personal helicopter, but NORRA supplies helicopters, and one of the chopper pilots is a good buddy of mine, so he'll keep an eye on us.
Nice.
You have a number on the car. Hey, and folks that want to follow us, if they go to NORRA.com, the race starts the 25th. They go to NORRA.com. My car number is 712. So you punch in there in 712, and you can follow us through the whole race and see how we're doing.
Ooh.
Hey, Snake, a lot of folks may think that this is part of Desert Off-Road Racing, the Baja 1000, but it's the Mexican 1000, and it has to do with the organization of NORRA, where it's a celebration of off-road. It's not real hardcore, in-your-face grinding. I got to win. It's about the driving and the parties, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're exactly right. Matter of fact, they have a lot of the nostalgia cars, like the old Broncos and things like that. They used to run in Baja years ago. They have a class just for those. And so there's guys that are in these old cars, and there's couples that do it, and it's quite something. But, we're there to win. A lot of people are there just to run the race, but, and if you finish, you finish. But we want to show good. We want to win the race, but it's a fun race. That's the way it's is put out with the press and so on. It's not like the Baja 1000 that we all know about that run flat out for 1,000 miles and you don't stop overnight. You run all night long. We're able to rest at night, pick it up the next day. So that's cool, especially for an 80-year-old.
An 80-year-old Snake.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But where did this come from? Don the Snake Prudhomme here in the Freak Nation with us. Because I remember before the 2018 race, and we talked to you a little bit, I kept reading, he wants to fulfill, meaning you, want to fulfill this lifelong dream. Where did this lifelong dream come from? Why the desert? Because yes, when I hear your name, when I see you, I associate you with top fuel cars, funny cars. So where did this lifelong dream start?
It started back in the early 60s. I went down to Baja with a fellow by the name of Tony Nancy. Really pretty famous drag racer at the time. But we went down there, and he actually built a car for Steve McQueen. And Steve McQueen and Tony were going to run the car in the race. And McQueen couldn't make it. He had a movie problem. He couldn't go. So they put me in the car and went down there, and we broke down halfway through the race. And I thought, damn, someday I want to come back and do this again. And it's always been in the back of my mind. Well, now I have time to do it. Now I'm retired from drag racing and all that. So I have time to do it and fulfill some of the challenges that I've had in the earlier years.
This is going to come out strictly out of left field. I appreciate you haven't dyed your hair. You look, what you are is what you are, and that's cool. And you got gray hair. It looks good. You look good. You look like you're taking care of yourself. Yeah, I hope I look as good at 80 as you look at 80.
You're not 80? I thought you were 80.
I'm 79. I'm close to it, but I'm not 80 yet.
Are you really? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm close. I'm closer than I've ever been. Put it that way.
Cool. As long as you're still hitting it like you are, that's all you got to do. You're cool.
Yeah, well, see, I cut off my gray hair so that I don't have I'm not as brave as you are, just to let it stick out there.
I don't want to put any of that Charlotte chocolate in my hair. I like it just the way it is.
What? What did you just call that?
Chocolate. A lot of the guys on TV, they got their hair all dyed and everything. I call it Charlotte chocolate. It's just from the South, No, I was just talking about how you guys are cool, man. It's nice to be on the show and doing this, and nice we can give MAVTV a little more publicity. It's so funny, it's just the relationships you build through the years, like with Forrest and stuff, and it's kind of nice that they get behind me and do this sort of thing and let me go out there and have some fun. And let's face it, they're not, I don't know if anybody's going to watch any more MAVTV just because they got my name on the car, but I'm a big supporter of that station. Matter of fact, on my TV at home, it's 339 for MAVTV. And so I'm hep to watching MAV in the races. And they during this pandemic, they've really kept us around, or kept us involved in racing, MAV. And it's nice that they're supporting me.
Hey, Snake, that brings me to this. Whether it was Dallas International Speedway or Riverside, regardless, back in the day, you had to maybe wait a week or 2 or 3 weeks for Wide World of Sports before you saw your racing with the NHRA. Now you've got it immediately. You're talking about someone that's seen the evolution of sports coverage. That's you, dude.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Well, when we first started, the Wide World of Sports was it. That was the program to be on. And, of course, they covered NHRA, the Winter Nationals and the U.S. Nationals, and fortunately, we won both of them. And I really, when I look back on my career, MAVTV, Wide World of Sports, it did a whole lot for my career because we won several races while they were being televised. And at the time, there's no other TV on, just like you pointed out, Kenny. There was just nothing.
Now, there was another guy besides Forrest and Charlotte. There's another name in the Lucas Oil world, Brandon Bernstein. Now, you made a lot of money beating Brandon Bernstein in drag racing. Now you're carrying the name with you as you go racing.
Yeah, how about Brandon now is the motorsports director?
Right. And
that's pretty damn cool. Because obviously I called Brandon and I said, Brandon, I need a little help. And he says, all right, let's see what we can do. He's it's funny how you used to race against those people and now you're racing with them. So it's quite nice.
Did he kind of pause and say, now, wait a minute, did he allow Larry to beat or to lose to me before I say yes on this sponsorship?
I wish Brandon could get his old man out here, have Kenny Bernstein, have him run us down to Mexico. I don't know if Kenny's up to that, but I'd sure like to see him out there.
You just want to beat him. You want him out there so I can beat him at anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you said this would be your last NORRA off-road race down in Baja. What if What if the Kenny Bernsteins of the world, maybe Joe Amato, what if some of these guys said, yeah, I want to go do this? Obviously, Don has had some fun doing this. I want to go do it and join him.
Yeah, well, if we win the thing or come in good, I'll definitely probably come back.
Will there be beers consumed during the ride? Not at night, but during the ride. Will you consume a beer when it's hot ass in the desert, bro?
No, but there will be at night, buddy. Yeah. No, are you kidding? I'll be sucking on a Red Bull during the day just to stay awake. That's the biggest thing is the stamina. You know, can you imagine, man, running out that distance? It takes a lot out of you. So, but we'll have beers at night. I have plenty of beers at night.
But Snake, if you're navigating and you're in the desert, it's 95 degrees. You tell me you're not reaching. Yeah, you're not reaching for a Miller Lite, man.
I never thought of that, but you know, it's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
This is NORRA. You're not trying to win the Baja 1000, buddy. This is freaking NORRA.
No, I'm too competitive. No, man. Just beers at night, not during the day. But you gave me something to think about.
We see the 712 go off track. We'll be like, that's Kenny's fault. Kenny told him to have a Miller Lite.
Right on.
Don the Snake Prudhomme. Maybe get you back in the Freak Nation after the Mexican 1000 to see how you did, right?
Let's do it.
Right?
Man. All right.
Kenny just wants to tabulate how many beers you have.
Boom.
Or Red Bulls. Either one.
Don the Snake Prudhomme. Again, it's a 5-day off-road rally run by our good friends there at NORRA. Gets kicked off in Ensenada and then rolls through April 30th back into Ensenada, flying those MAVTV colors. Hey, Don, before we get out of here, can you say badass one time?
Badass?
Yeah, say it like you mean it.
Badass.
There it is. See there? There's nobody better to say badass than Don.
Badass.
Snake, as always, buddy, thank you, man.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Thanks to MAVTV and Lucas. It's just going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Hope we win the damn thing. It'd be nice. I know I'm spending enough money. I better win the damn thing. Badass.